Let me explain how to become financially stable as somebody who used to live off of $10 an hour and understands the neuroscience of money. The main reason why it's hard to become financially stable is because that phrase right in itself, financially stable, is vague as fuck. Okay? And when things are vague, our brains become emotional. Vague, fear lives in the unknown. Have you heard of that phrase? There's actually neuroscience behind it. When we say fear lives in the unknown, it means it activates a part of your brain called the amygdala. And this part of your brain is associated with your fight or flight system. It's very reactionary, responsive, and unconscious. If we have vague goals, our amygdala is going to fire up when it comes to taking action on those goals. And our amygdala is going to metabolize cortisol, adrenaline, and glucose, which are very metabolically expensive things to use in the body to take action. It's useful if we're trying to run away from something that's going to kill us, because that's the job of the amygdala. The amygdala asks one question: is this going to kill us? And for most of us, our emotional brain cannot differentiate the difference between a medical bill and a life or death situation. So here's how to become financially stable: is you have to clearly define the goal. How do you know when you have achieved this? When do you know you've reached it? And to me, numbers are very clear. It's either you made this number or you didn't make this number. Okay, I've learned this actually from my sales jobs. So if financial stability looks like certain behaviors, it looks like certain numbers, it looks like certain habits, write it out. So for me, financial stability is knowing that I can trust myself to say no to spending money. Financial stability to me means that only 30% or less of my income is spent on rent. Financial stability to me means I'm putting a certain percentage of my income into savings. Financial stability to me means $0 in debt. So I know when I have achieved those things, and then it makes it very clear to go after those things. So I know that with trusting myself to say no to spending money, that's me practicing self-control. So I can do that in other domains of my life. I can say no to going out on the weekends or staying up late, or I can, saying no to drinking coffee past 12 o'clock in the afternoon. They're all different ways to practice self-control that's not around money, that can carry over to that. And then for me, paying off my debt, it's okay, we have to have a plan for that. We have to have phases for that, because I want also savings, and you can't do both at once because that creates overwhelm. And so if you don't dig into the nitty-gritty of what your goal is and understand what it means specifically, and then break it down into tasks of how am I going to practice this, what phases do I need to run through in order to get this, you'll never achieve the goal. So the fear lives in the vague, it lives in the unknown. And if you're not achieving your goals, like financial stability, it's probably because the goal is too vague.